Hey, you guys, welcome to Beyond the Veil. I am Adina. Happy Tuesday to you all. I almost forgot what day it was, but then I just left uh, this restaurant called Harry's, and it's a New Orleans style restaurant, and they have happy hour every Tuesday, and so that's how I remember it's Tuesday. Because I've been day drinking. I've been day drinking a lot lately. I don't know what's going on with me this March, but since it became March, I have been like, please pass me the cocktail in the middle of the day, not at the night, because I would rather be asleep by 10, 11 o'clock. So I've been getting the drinking out of the day, out of the way in the day lately. Anyways, I know that you guys are blessed. It is 2 days before our Crown of Success ceremony, and I am happy. I am excited. I am going to officially start my fast tonight at 6 p.m. So I went and got all of my fun food and my cocktails out of the way today, because at 6 p.m. I'll be fasting until the completion of the Crown of Success ceremony on Thursday, on the spring solstice. You guys, we are getting ready to enter a new year according to nature, and it's been beautiful, and I can already feel so much good energy for the upcoming season, the upcoming year. In my mind, I see the blessings already pouring down. All I'm going to do is bring them into the 3D on Thursday. So God bless us all who are about to level up in a couple of days. I just want to pop in really quick and do this video on Tamar. I actually hopped on live with my members yesterday or the day before yesterday and did a reading on Tamar and Porsha, and actually this reading is going to be on Porsha, not Tamar. The next video that I do will be on Tamar. This one is going to be on Porsha. It isn't going to be a full reading, like a whole spread, because I just did that with my members. But I do want to look into the relationship between her and Shamea, because in that reading, I kind of picked up on some energy to where it's like I didn't see outward the Queen of Wands in reverse, which is outwardly jealous and expressing jealousy towards her. It was more of the Four of Cups in reverse. Shamea has always been someone that's kind of like been ignored for Porsha. And not ignored, but out of the two, Porsha has been the one garnering all the attention, while Shamea has kind of been playing the sidekick. I don't think, based on the reading that I did with my members, that Porsha enjoys Shamea getting attention, spotlight, and positive popularity, while Porsha seems to be struggling for a storyline and creating one where it didn't naturally fit, because her natural storyline she's not able to actually exploit. That's kind of what I got from my reading, but because I was doing just a reading on Porsha and I got a glimpse of her feelings towards Shamea, I didn't engage that topic, but today I am engaging that specific topic. So, Most High Mother and Father God, thank you for this beautiful Tuesday. Thank you for my gift. Thank you for YouTube for being such a successful platform that allows me to share my gift with the world. And thank you for my viewers and subscribers. Spirit, can you please allow me to conjure up the spirit, the soul, and the collective energy of Porsha Williams? Please allow me to call up the spirit, the soul, and the collective energy of Porsha Williams. Spirit, I have some questions for her. Porsha Williams, Porsha. I don't think that Porsha enjoys not being able to exploit her storyline, because that storyline, if she were able to exploit it, would garner her so much attention, and it would just keep the attention on her. Not not being able to exploit the Simon storyline is causing her to have to fish for a storyline, while Shamea naturally has one because this is her first season as a full-time housewife. So everyone will be naturally inclined to see what her life looks like, as she will be introducing herself to the main cast and the main audience. That is why I think Porsha's in a conundrum. Even if her feelings towards Shamea aren't outright jealousy, it's because of the situation. Porsha is used to being the main character, especially in that dynamic. Spirit, Porsha, from your soul and from your soul's truth, keep nothing hidden from me, because you be lying sometimes, I believe. Porsha, how is it that you feel towards Shamea, your BFF? How do you feel about Shamea currently? From your soul, keep nothing hidden from me, please. Porsha Williams, how do you currently feel about Shamea, your friend, your best friend? I don't think that Porsha likes not being the main character. I'll just say that. I think that maybe there is some truth to the notion that Shamea is who we thought Porsha was and not me. I've always known who Porsha was, but I'll just say Shamea may be who Porsha really wanted. Shamea may be living the life that Porsha wanted. I think seeing Shamea being able to have her own limelight and glory makes Porsha feel less than the main character. It's almost like the dynamic between them is turned upside down, because Porsha is usually the main character, especially in the spotlight, as she was the one that was originally a housewife. I don't know if she outwardly expresses how she's not really here for everything that Shamea has going on. Not saying she's not supportive in some ways, but if I were to say, Porsha, are you super happy for your friend and the season of winning that she's in right now? If she were to say yes, I would question that. If she would say, I'm glad that this is going well for her, I'm glad her daughter is healthy, then I would believe that. But is she completely happy for everything Shamea has going on for herself right now? I don't believe that she's happy about everything. Is she expressing it? No. Is she feeling it? Yes. Is it creeping out and is it being clocked by people? Maybe. I think Porsha's problem is her lack of being able to, again, exploit her divorce, exploit her legal situation with Simon. Hell, exploit Simon for the show. If she's gag ordered or unable to talk about him due to some court order, then she feels like that's why she can't garner all the popularity and attention she's used to for herself. I do think that Porsha acknowledges, though, that Shamea is having a pretty decent introduction as a peach holder. She notices. I also think that Porsha is trying to start something with Drew or someone. I believe that Porsha is open to creating a storyline, so all the girls would have had to be very careful of Porsha and how they interact with her this season, because she will turn anything, I believe, into a storyline this season, I believe, because she has to. So everybody needed to be on guard with how they deal with Porsha, because she might have flipped anything. Porsha had intentions for her to go back to the show and rehab her image, since it was believed that she got with Simon for money. She would have liked to exploit the situation as the victim by saying that Simon presented himself as one way, presented himself to her as someone who could supply all of her needs and keep her in a certain lifestyle, and then she was heartbroken and betrayed because he didn't tell her the truth about his situation. He didn't have what he presented to have. That would have been her victim arc, that he presented himself one way to me and I got with him, and that isn't who he was, and I was bamboozled. That's what she was intending to do, I believe. I think that Porsha is used to being the line leader in her friend group, in her dynamic, and on this show. I think that she intended to try to keep her position this season. For instance, Porsha was supposed to be in charge of the girls. Kenya's gone, Nene's gone, Candy's gone. Porsha is the last of the Mohicans, of fan favorites out of the original Housewives. And coming out of her situation with Simon, back to a full-time housewife for the first time since Simon, this was supposed to be, I believe she got paid the highest because this was supposed to be a victory lap for her, her return to glory. But Simon ruined that with a gag order. And so she couldn't exploit that storyline the way she needed to, which threatened her position as the HBIC. However, Shamea crept up silently and unawares with this lavish lifestyle that people tune into these reality shows for. And they realize, oh, Shamea is legit. While Porsha is going through this fraud of a marriage ending, Shamea is looking like a very kept housewife. Shamea slipped in and became almost the it girl, accidentally, unawares to Porsha. Porsha may be wishing Shamea never got that full-time peach, because Porsha already knew what Shamea's lifestyle was. And so she probably knew how well it would go over on the show. I am of the belief that Porsha, it's not quite outwardly jealousy, because I do feel like that's her friend and she loves her. I think that Porsha is just used to being the one with all the attention, the most popular one. I think now the way her jealousy is settling in is, I wish Shamea would have stayed a friend of the show. I wish she would have never gotten a full-time peach and became a full-time member, because now people can see that her lifestyle is really the lifestyle that Porsha desired. Now there are comparisons between the two. That didn't need to happen for Porsha to feel some kind of way. If anything, that made the dynamics worse. The public clocking that Shamea has the lifestyle that Porsha tried to portray, that's going to make Porsha feel away, even more so, because there's, I believe, a ring of truth to that. Behind me believing that Porsha didn't want Shamea to get a full-time peach, because look at her house. Look at her lifestyle. Look at her happy marriage with her supportive husband, who put her up in this big, beautiful house that probably her name is on. And if it's not, Shamea isn't going nowhere and her husband isn't planning on it. They got married for the right reasons. I won't say for the same reasons Porsha and Simon did. I think both Porsha and Simon were trying to emulate what Shamea and her husband had, and it failed. The difference between Simon and Shamea's husband is Simon wanted it to be courted by the limelight. Shamea's husband doesn't, which is why it works. This is the reason why I believe Porsha didn't want Shamea to become a full-time housewife. You see her life. Porsha seemed to have already known that Shamea would probably get a lot of attention and favor due to the lifestyle that she lives, because she knows the lifestyle that Shamea lives. She clocks it, and I believe she did try to go out after observing. Porsha is one of the women who you be careful when you befriend her, because she will befriend you but then get around you and study you, study your life, study your mannerisms, study to see how you acquired what you did, and then try to redo the same thing that you did in order to accumulate what you did. I mean, to get what you got. But she has to play it cool, because people are looking at Porsha to be feeling away. And I believe she does, but she's got to play it cool. I do believe, though, that Porsha, I don't know if Porsha met Simon through Shamea's husband and his outlet, but I do think that Porsha wanted to remain the bigger fish on the show. Shamea came in and kind of diluted Porsha's water. I also think that Porsha probably knew that Shamea would go over well with the general public due to her lifestyle if she ever became a peach holder. Just like I mentioned on my members reading for Porsha, there's something coming that is big and that's not good. In one hand, I got the Tower, the Death, the Devil reverse, the Magician reverse, the Wheel of Fortune reverse, and here again is the Tower on the bottom. It was so many major arcanas that weren't good as her outcome behind the Four of Cups in reverse that I couldn't even make out what was going to happen. But here again on the bottom is the Tower. I wonder about their friendship and if the dynamic between their friendship may change permanently as a result of Shamea being on this show. Before I go, if we see how reality shows test people's marriages, then we shouldn't be surprised about a friendship being tested. Spirit, give me one card, please. How does Shamea Morton, I don't know her married last name, how does she currently feel about her friend Porsha? How does Shamea currently feel about Porsha, Spirit, and their friendship with each other? I think that Shamea doesn't trust Porsha anymore. If she ever really did, Shamea seems to have this energy of keeping your friends close and your enemies closer. I think Shamea and her husband both discuss Porsha, and Shamea's husband is probably very pro Shamea keeping her eyes open for Porsha. I think Shamea also probably a long time ago doesn't judge her friend, because Shamea gives me the type of I listen and don't judge, and I allow Porsha to be who Porsha is, which is someone who enjoys the spotlight. I don't think Shamea is not wise about Porsha either. I think that Shamea and Porsha might be both harboring some sort of feelings towards each other currently. Shamea may come because she may be on guard towards Porsha due to her newfound fame and popularity on the show. That may make her want to tread lightly around Porsha, as she knows who her friend is and how she might be feeling about Shamea's lifestyle being praised. Shamea is not unaware of Porsha. She treads lightly with her. I believe that Shamea believes, I believe that Shamea believes that she has the lifestyle that Porsha wants. Shamea is aware that she has a very good lifestyle and she has a husband who takes very good care of her, lavishes her. He just does this though willingly. He gives into his wife. She doesn't have to trick him. She doesn't have to, be his fetish or fantasy. This is the man, this is the wife that he chose, and so he lavishes a certain lifestyle on his wife as he would any other woman that he decided to marry. Porsha's situation may have come with some strings attached. Simon was digging for gold. Porsha was digging for gold. So theirs was conditional. Shamea is aware of her lifestyle and that Porsha might have been trying to get it. She treads lightly with Porsha, I believe. Maybe even her husband has encouraged her to have boundaries in that dynamic, and not saying in a controlling way, but more so in a way, you're my wife now. This is the home that we've built together because I love you and I'm protecting you. Please keep your eye open for this girl. You see how she moves. That's your friend. I'm not going to come between your friendship, but tread lightly. And it seemed like Shamea was already like, no, you're right. You're right. I don't think that Porsha can flaunt and frolic around Shamea's house. Not saying she can't come there freely and be comfortable, but I think that behavior that she displayed at Fallon's, I don't think that would go at Shamea's. I think there are boundaries between them because Porsha acknowledges that Shamea has a real family, a marriage, and this isn't just a come up for her. If it is, she's playing the long game. And she's playing it well, If anything, I'll say these 3 cards tell me that Shamea keeps her friends close and Porsha closer because she doesn't fully trust Porsha, as she shouldn't. I don't think she should. Not saying that Porsha doesn't love her, but people who are very self-centered and selfish and always want everything to be about them, you don't trust them to be anything other than selfish. She seems to trust Porsha to always want to be in the spotlight, and so she handles her accordingly. She's not asking her friend to be anything else other than she is, but she just knows how to deal with her and never to put too much past her when it comes to Porsha choosing herself. She trusts Porsha to be who Porsha is. And I'm a believer of that. Don't judge people, but note who they are and trust them to be exactly who they are. I don't trust anybody to be anything other than what they display themselves to be. If you're a murderer, yeah, I trust you to kill people. If you're a liar, yeah, I trust you to lie. Do I trust you with my purse? No. But I know to just deal with you, not to take everything you say to heart, and keep my purse in my pocket close to me. That's Shamea and how she feels about Porsha. All right, you guys, that was fun. Love you. Bye.